Here to tell you more about him is our good friend and the man who ran the business operation for the Barry government for years, Cortland Cox.
Okay. I'd like all the people from former SNCC members to please stand up so that can be acknowledged. We love our brother Mikasa, who's always ready for the revolution. I will tell you that Marion would probably enjoy all of this and probably expected it. And in fact, the community would be very displeased if we didn't give him the kind of honor that he deserves.
Yes. Yes, sir.
You know, I always think about on these kinds of occasions where one is asked to sum up one's life. I think about King's statement the night before he was killed, where he said, don't tell them about a PhD. Don't tell them I won the Nobel Prize, but tell them I tried to help somebody. And at the end of the day, if we are to summarize Marion Barry's life, that is what we are to say. He tried to help somebody. Now, many of you do not remember, probably were not born, when in the 1960, when we came to Washington, when there were no black bus drivers, because O'Roy Chalk said they would steal the money. Clifton Terrace, right up the street, was all white. Police, black policemen, some of them could not ride in cars. The question of if you went downtown to Washington to try on clothes, you had a problem going to the dressing room. And those were just some fundamental kinds of things. But as Jim Hudson noted, if you were looking for a black lawyer as a partner in a law firm, it did not exist. If you were looking for a partner in an accounting firm, that did not exist. If you were looking for bond counsel, it did not exist. So Marion came in to an environment that those of us in SNCC were protesting for all these years. The exclusion of people from all aspects of society. That the barriers that were put up against us based on a policy of affirmative action for white males was wrong. When Marion moved from protest to power and had the opportunity to make a difference in the lives not only of young people, of senior citizens, but also of the black middle class and the black wealthy class, people like Frank Raines and Bob Johnson, let's call some names. You know, he did that. He made the difference. Now, I think one of the things that we have to realize is that as we move from protest to power, there are prices that have to be paid. Because there is a playbook when you try to help and try to break those barriers, they will come at you, and they will always come at you on the question of ethics. In the early 60s, in the early part of administration, in the early 80s, Marion Barry decided that in all properties that the district had any kind of stake in, that African Americans had to have 25% equity.
That's right.
Those who were in power in the District of Columbia thought he had lost his mind. When people like Jim Hudson and Willie Leftwich and Davenport, right down the street here, in the Sumner School and other places, had the chance to participate and do these kinds of things, the first cry from the Washington Post was, these people must be stealing. There must be corruption and there must be collusion. And at the end of the day, they kept drumming it, until the Attorney General, led by Joe DeGeneva, started investigating Marion on these discussions. One of the things that we all knew, and it's clear today, Marion never cared about money. Money was not an issue with Marion. He had other issues, but Marion, that was not one of them. But I think at the end of the day, tomorrow will be the largest funeral or memorial service that will ever be seen in the District of Columbia. And the reason that will be the case is at the end of the day, as King said, he tried to help somebody. And that is what we have to think about Marion. When he had the chance, when he had the power, he tried to help somebody. Thank you.